My dear students and parents, today we are going to calculate the mole fraction of a solute. By God's grace, my educational videos are available to 10th Cbse, plus 1 Cbse, plus 2 Cbse, NEET and IIT students in YouTube in the subjects Maths, Physics, Chemistry, Zoology and Botany in English language. Calculate the mole fraction of benzene in a solution containing 30% by mass in carbon tetrachloride. It is asked to find the mole fraction of solute benzene. There is a solution. In that solution, the solute benzene contains 30% by mass. What is the meaning of this? The meaning of this is the solute benzene is 30 gram if the mass of the solution is taken as 100 gram. In this place, we have to know in a solution that is binary solution, there are two substances. One is the solute, another is the solvent. Therefore, if the mass of the solute, that is benzene, is 30 gram, the remaining 70 gram is the mass of the solvent. What is the name of the solvent given? The solvent is given as carbon tetrachloride. So the mass of the benzene is 30 gram and the mass of the carbon tetrachloride, that is solvent, is 70 gram. In order to find the mole fraction of a solute, we need four particulars. One, the mass of the solute. Here the mass of the solute benzene is given as 30 gram. So the first particular is okay. Here they have given the chemical name of the solute. The name of the solute is benzene. From this information, we can write the molecular formula of benzene. The molecular formula of benzene is C6H6. So two particulars is over. The third particular is the mass of the solvent to be given. The mass of the solvent, that is carbon tetrachloride, is given as 70 gram. Fourth particular is the molecular formula of the solvent carbon tetrachloride. Because in this sum, they have not given the molecular formula. We have to write the molecular formula of solvent from the name given, that is carbon tetrachloride. The molecular formula of carbon tetrachloride is CCl4. So the required four particulars have been given. Then we can proceed to find the mole fraction of the solute, that is benzene. First of all, shall we write the formula for mole fraction of the solute, that is benzene? What is the formula for mole fraction? The formula for the mole fraction of solute, that is benzene, equal to number of moles of solute by number of moles of solution. We are writing this formula as number of moles of solute by number of moles of solute plus solvent. Why? As already told, in a solution, that is in a binary solution, there are solute and the solvent. The solute plus solvent will give the solution. It is written here Solute plus solvent equal to solution. What is solute? The substance present in a solution in lesser proportions by mass is called solute. Then what is solvent? The substance present in a solution in larger proportions by mass is called solvent. Why should we find the number of moles of the solute? In order to find the mole fraction of solute, we need the number of moles of solute and the number of moles of the solvent. In the sum, it has not been given directly. We have to find the number of moles of solute as well as the number of moles of solvent from the given information. We know that from one equation we can find the value of only one unknown data. What is the condition? Subject to the condition if we know the values of all other data. In this formula there are three data. One is the mole fraction of the solute. The second is the number of moles of solute. The third is the number of moles of solvent. Of these three particulars, we have to find this mole fraction. So if we find the mole fraction, definitely we should know the number of moles of the solute and the number of moles of the solvent. As a next step, we are going to find the number of moles of the solute. In order to find the number of moles of the solute, first of all we have to write the formula for the number of moles of solute. That is benzene C6H6. Given mass of the solute by molar mass of the solute. In the sum, the mass of the solute is given as 30 gram. So that we can substitute 30 gram in the place of the mass of the solute. But the molar mass of the solute is not supplied in the sum. So we should find the molar mass of the solute. How can we find the molar mass of a substance? It is very simple. If we add the atomic mass of all elements contained in a molecule, we will get the molar mass, that is molecular weight. In this case, the molecular formula of the solute, that is benzene, is C6H6. The carbon is 6 atoms and the hydrogen 6 atoms. The atomic mass of one carbon atom is 12. Here there are 6 carbon atoms, so that we are multiplied the 12 by 6. Then coming to the hydrogen element, the atomic mass of one hydrogen atom is 1. Here there are 6 hydrogen atoms. So if we multiply 1 by 6, we will get 6 equal to 12 into 6, 72. 1 into 6, 6. 72 plus 6 equal to 78 gram per mole. This is the molar mass of the solute. If there is 78 gram of solute is dissolved in the solution, the number of mole will be 1, because in 1 molar mass there is 1 mole. This 78 gram is the 1 molar mass, so that it is written as 278 gram of benzene, the number of mole is 1. In our sum, 78 gram of benzene is not dissolved, but 30 gram of benzene is dissolved. So we have to find 230 gram of benzene. Now in our hands we are having the mass of the solute, and also we have determined the molar mass of the solute. So if we substitute the given mass of the solute, that is 30 gram, and the determined molar mass of the solute, that is 78 gram, we can find the number of moles of the solute, that is benzene C6H6. 30 by 78 equal to 0.38 mole. Now we are going to find the number of moles of solvent, because in order to find the mole fraction of the solute, that is benzene, we need two information. One is number of moles of the solute, the another is number of moles of the solvent. We have already determined the number of moles of the solute, that is benzene C6H6. Now we are going to find the number of moles of the solvent, that is carbon tetrachloride CCl4. The formula for the number of moles of solvent, that is carbon tetrachloride CCl4 equal to given mass of the solvent by molar mass of the solvent. The mass of the solvent is given as 70 gram. So we can substitute this 70 gram in the mass of the solvent. But the molar mass of the solvent is not given in the sum, as in the case of molar mass of the solute. So we have to find the molar mass of the solvent from the molecular formula of the solvent of carbon tetrachloride. The molecular formula of the carbon tetrachloride is CCl4. As we already told, we can find the molar mass by adding the atomic mass of all atoms present in a molecule. In this molecule, carbon tetrachloride, there is only one carbon atom and 4 chlorine atoms. The atomic mass of one carbon atom is 12. It is written as 12, plus the atomic mass of one chlorine atom is 35.5. Here there are 4 chlorine atoms, so that the 35.5 is multiplied by 4. So if we add 12 plus 142, we will get 154 gram per mole as the molar mass of the solvent. So now in our hands we are having the required two data, that is the mass of the solvent and the molar mass of the solvent. From these two data we can find the number of moles of the solvent. What is the formula to the number of moles of the solvent? That is carbon tetrachloride CCl4 is number of moles of the solvent by molar mass of the solvent. If the mass of the solvent, that is carbon tetrachloride, is 154 gram, the number of mole will be 1, because this 154 gram is the molar mass of the solvent carbon tetrachloride. We know that in 1 molar mass there is only 1 mole, so that it is written as 254 gram of carbon tetrachloride, the number of mole is 1. Therefore in this sum the mass of the solvent is provided as 70 gram. Therefore 270 gram of carbon tetrachloride. So that we will get 70 by 154. 70 by 154 equal to 0.45 mole. We have so far determined the number of moles of solute, that is benzene C6H6, and the number of moles of the solvent carbon tetrachloride CCl4. On substituting these two, number of moles of the solute and the number of moles of the solvent, we can find the mole fraction of the solute, that is benzene C6H6. Finding the mole fraction of solute, that is benzene. Once again, the formula for mole fraction of solute is written. That is mole fraction of solute, that is benzene C6H6 equal to number of moles of the solute by number of moles of the solute plus solvent. The number of moles of the solute is found as 0.38 mole. The number of moles of the solvent is calculated as 0.45. So, if we substitute the number of moles of solute as 0.38 and the number of moles of the solvent as 0.45, we will get 0.38 by 0.83. If we divide 0.38 by 0.83, we will get the value of mole fraction of solute, that is benzene C6H6 as 0.457. In this sum, it is asked only to find the mole fraction of the solute benzene. If we want to find the mole fraction of the solvent, if we subtract the mole fraction of the solute from 1, we will get the mole fraction of the solvent, because the mole fraction of the solute plus the mole fraction of the solvent will be equal to 1. Therefore, the mole fraction of the solvent, that is carbon tetrachloride CCl4 equal to 1 minus 0.457 equal to 0.543. In the numerator also number of moles, in the denominator also number of moles. There is no unit for the mole fraction. My dear students, if this educational video is most beneficial to you, you can share with your classmates. If you share it with your classmates, each student will have doubt in different area, so that you can get all difficult explanations, derivations and sums in a very short period of time. I also appeal you to subscribe my channel.